Welcome back to the Conversion Stack. We have an awesome guest today, Vlad Negron, our Director of Marketing. And we're going to talk something really fun and really unique, is the value of project management and soft skills in marketing. We're going to talk about AI, we're going to talk about stakeholder management, we're going to talk about timelines, scopes, all these awesome things that we tend to believe actually help speed up creativity and speed and agility. So let's dive in, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform. Let's go. Cool. And we're back. We're talking project management, Vlad. Fun stuff.
Fun.
Yeah.
Yes, project management's fun.
We're talking about soft skills now. Project management, I think, is considered a soft skill. So are soft skills really soft? I feel like there's a lot of tangible, like hard skills in project management.
There is.
So let's talk about that.
There's a balance, I would say,
Yeah.
right? It's not just project management isn't just soft skills, of course. But to answer your question, are soft skills really soft? To me, they're not, right? But what do I mean by that? So to get to there, let's actually back up and for me, looking at quote unquote hard skills, why they're so sought after. I started doing some research, and what I was finding is the desire there from like HR and management tends to focus on the near term, tends to focus on driving immediate returns and demonstrating immediate progress. And those all lean very well into like hard skills. So that's on the hard skills side. But what I've noticed in my career, especially more recently, maybe this is just in me, but as our careers go on, a shift towards soft skills. So these, to me, tend to be like intangible skills, but they're not soft. They include competencies. I'm going to read out some that are really good, like good communication, conflict resolution and negotiation, personal effectiveness, creative problem solving, strategic thinking, and team building. There's a whole bunch of other soft skills, but to me, like for project management specifically, and then just general, like the kind of skills that work in interpersonal relationships within teams, like these are great things to have. So which of all those that I just mentioned, like which ones do you feel like are most important to some of the work that we do at OM?
Man, I think I really gravitate towards strategic thinking. We, as an agency, right, we can put ourselves in a box so easily around a scope of work, right? And especially the execution team, who might not have the confidence or really know how to tackle when things need to be like more fluid, right?
Yeah.
Because business is super fluid. And if you don't have like nimbleness or agility in your project management, even in your scopes of work and how you think as a company, you're not gonna be strategic, and you might end up just like digging the wrong hole.
Yeah.
Right? And that one's just one to me that really, really stands out. And I have a question for you, but do you have any thoughts on that?
I love the idea that you get in this sort of box, if you will, especially if you're tactically minded. You're just doing the work. You're doing it to the best of your ability. You're like checking off, like if you're we'll talk about this later, but if you're in like a PM tool, like a project management tool like Asana or one of these other tools, you're just checking off tasks. You're going on your way. You're thinking you're doing great, and you are to that extent.
Yeah.
But there's this whole other side of, are you truly still delivering value? Is there an understanding of that? Is there strategic thinking? So this idea of like soft skills pairing up with hard skills, like a lot of the making sure that you're tactically minded, I would lean those more on the hard skill side. And then strategic thinking, as we just talked about, and some of these other things on the soft skill side, having that balance is important.
Yeah. Man, what do you do in a situation, or have you thought about, we internally can do a lot of creative problem solving exercises, right? We can do team building events to like break down barriers if there's communication, whatever's going on. But we're professional services. We work with external teams.
Yeah.
Is that where, like, how do we bring that together? What if there's a situation that involves an external team? Is it us having the skills and mindset to bring them into that ecosystem? Like, how do you do this? Or how do you project manage when not everyone is part of the team that is being trained to project manage in a specific way?
Wow. That's a tough one. It's become, for project managers and people really in the past, let's say, I'm trying to do COVID math in my head. The last few years, let's just call it, it's become a bit easier since things have become more remote. Before, if you were working together, you were in the same office.
Yeah.
You were seeing them every day. Now, maybe you're doing a hybrid model where you're working only a few days a week, maybe 1 or 2 days a week in the office, and the rest of the time remote. Maybe you're fully remote. And the way to manage people virtually versus in person does take a different kind of skill set. And the reason I'm bringing it up is because the type of manager or the type of management that's needed for that virtual would be more like the kind of management that's required of outside resources. The difference being that if they're part of your team and they're a direct report or even they're just a coworker, you tend to have a bit more an understanding of where they're coming from, a bit more understanding of their scheduling and expectations and just general buy-in. When you don't have that, you need a great partner on the other side. Yeah. Let's just call it that. And that's, to me, that's part of the reason why OM is so strong. Right? We're not just checking off boxes. We're looking for what's going to be the right kind of partner move.
Yeah. Just to tie it back to the subject here, we were talking about soft skills, and it makes me think that this is a perfect example of a situation where the soft skills really strong. We know how to project manage. We know that we work with external partners, but sometimes it might just be something as simple as self-awareness.
Yeah.
Like you're in a difficult meeting or something's going on, and you have the skills to project manage, but do you have the self-awareness to take that deep breath and say, hey, we're off sync here, right? Maybe we just need to go to our tactics and begin strategic thinking or strategic problem solving or like break some barriers so we can actually start to make progress. So I think that I love how that ties back to like a real soft skill of just being self-aware of the situation, so then you can actually get into like hard skills.
We call that effective communication, right?
Yeah.
And it's important to have those transparent, honest conversations. Sometimes we're not robots.
Yeah.
If we were robots, in some respects, maybe things would be easier, but we have to realize that we're human beings, that we have to manage not just expectations, but also sometimes emotions.
Yeah.
And having that in your mind as you're trying to progress through a relationship and trying to cultivate that relationship is really important.
Yeah. Speak for yourself, by the way. Everything I'm saying is coming off ChatGPT right now. I am a robot, Vlad.
All right.
Nice to meet you.